Finally, President Bola Tinubu has appointed 2 new ministers in charge of the Ministry of Youth. Dr. Jamila Ibrahim and Mr. Ayodele Olawande. Dr. Jamila Ibrahim is a young medical doctor and most recently served as the president of the Progressive Young Women Forum. She has also served as a senior special assistant to the Kwara State Governor on Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. The appointment of Dr. Jamila Ibrahim has increased the number of women and youths in the Tinubu's government. Joining us now on the morning show to discuss the nomination of Dr. Jamila Ibrahim, the newly nominated Minister of Youth, is Prince Mustapha Audu, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Hi, good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Ruben, Dr. Ruben, and Rufai. And good morning to all Nigerians.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well. Yes, it's been a great appointment. We're very happy to see that those who have worked very hard for the party, young people, women especially, are being appointed to the cabinet, given significant roles. This is a new era where young people are occupying positions that are meant for young people, where women are also carried along, hardworking women, hardworking young people, familiar faces who have worked very hard for the party.
Let Ayo ask the question and then you respond. Yes. Yeah, thanks. Dr. Abasi.
Okay.
Well, since you started talking, you might as well just go ahead. But it's not only Jamila, you know, and Olawande.
Yes.
There's also Fasua. Fasua, who has been made special advisor youth. So quite a number of appointments. But generally, you know, apart from the emphasis on young people, I think Dr. Ibrahim was born 1986. So increasing the number of young people in that cabinet. What do you think generally about the appointments? Because there are some people who say, well, President Tinubu seems to be more concerned about people who have served the party in one capacity or the other, rather than casting the net wider afield.
First of all, I think it's a great selection. She's a hardworking individual. She's worked very hard for the party. There's absolutely nothing wrong with rewarding hard work. When you work hard for your party, you should be rewarded. That has been the problem of political parties over the years. When people work hard, the set of people who are the beneficiaries are a completely different set of people. But this is not the case in this administration. We're putting round pegs in round holes and square pegs in square holes. A lot of other young people have also been brought on board. Bisoye at NIMC, FIRS. If you look across board, Naseni, Khalil and Naseni. So if you look at what the president is doing, he's bringing in a lot of people. And if you say that it's only people that have worked hard for the party, I don't think so. We have the FCT minister, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, it's a PDP, who was just a PDP governor. So it's an all-inclusive government. But we're focused inwards. We're focused on those who have worked very hard. If you look at the special advisors as well, you see people who have worked hard, Yetunde, Amshi. If you look at some of those appointed at the CBN as well, Datijo. So these are people and faces that we've seen and we've worked hard with over the years. So it's very important to reward them and to reward their hard work. And not just Mr. President, I think those close to the president as well must also take credit for the hard work, for the inclusion. Those in power and those not in power, the SGF, the Chief of Staff, other people close to the presidency, Sheikh Tinubu, and other people who understand, including young people who have worked hard for the party, who have a vision for a better Nigeria, is the way forward. This is why young people like myself have fought very hard to make sure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerges as president, simply because he understands that the inclusion of young, capable, competent people is what Nigeria is looking for. So we previously had young people that were disillusioned, but not anymore. Everybody is now working hard for the betterment of the country, the betterment of the party, to present a party that Nigerians can actually be very, very proud of, and to present a country that is outstanding in more ways than one, and this is the right step towards that.
All right, talking about, it's a good thing to reward people who have served the party faithfully. Someone who is said to have been sidelined is Ambassador Dayo Israel, or Honorable Dayo Israel. And there are a few conversations there around the fact that he hasn't been considered for any position. He's the national youth leader of the APC. And just to ask whether he's still going to be considered under this administration, or he hasn't done enough work to merit some form of appointment, since you're saying it's based on reward.
I don't think that the information is exactly accurate. I think Dayo Israel, who I know very well, has worked extremely hard for the party. He's a valued member of the party. He's cherished. He's the national youth leader, so that shows you that he's occupying already a very competent position. And for those who have worked so hard and haven't been rewarded yet, there are thousands of positions available. It doesn't mean that this first set of positions that have gone out is the end of it. There's so many positions across board, and there's opportunity for people to move from one position to another. There's opportunity for those who are not currently occupying position to move from one position. The current Minister of State was our previous youth leader from Ondo State. So if you look at it, you have the opportunity to move. So we cherish Dayo Israel. We understand the work that he has done for the party, and everybody in the party appreciates that. So to say that he's not appreciated or he needs to work harder, no, but not everybody can go at the same time. You can't all have all the appointments come out all at once. So gradually, as time goes on, other people would occupy other critical positions. And I have to say, the positions that have gone out are not the most important positions in the country. Yes, some of them are critical, CBN, some in NMPC, the NDDC, sorry. If you look at the ministerial positions, those are extremely critical. But there are a lot of other parastatals that are not occupied. There are a lot of boards, chairmanship positions. So anyone who hasn't gotten a position yet, it's not because his work isn't appreciated. It's not because the president doesn't know. It's not because others around the president do not know. There are many people who know and understand the effort that many people, not just Dayo Israel, many people have put. But patience is critical. And it's important to know that we all cannot occupy the same position at the same time. Though some are going forward now, it's not a race. It's not a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon. So some will have to go first. Some are the vanguard. Others will, I understand the way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu works. He works based on performance. So obviously, some will not end up performing as great as others. It's how life is. So those that are not performing so well will end up being replaced. Those that have positions that are going to be available shortly, there are a lot of parastatals that will be expiring shortly. So those positions will become available, and other critical stakeholders of the party and other well-meaning Nigerians, you don't have to be from the party, but it is critical to reward the party first. And it goes to, everything you do in life, it's like planting. If you plant something and you harvest what you plant, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's like political parties. We've been encouraging people to partake and participate for a very long time. So by participating and understanding that if you work hard for your party, you can become part of nation building. Over to you.
So a couple of things. Over to you once again. I have to ask you the question. Goodness me. So a couple of things. The case a lot of people are making for Dayo is this. Dayo Israel is the fact that what's a source for, the good source of propaganda, in the sense that Betta Edu, another young person like him, was made minister, and she was taken for, proud to be women leader in the APC, to make a minister. So why didn't that also apply to Dayo? That's what a lot of people are making. But there are a couple of other names. I can give you name for days as regards this. I can give you Ayo Adewale, which is another one. A lot of people has worked for the party in Lagos, and people across board. But what would you say, as somebody from Kogi State, about these allegations about Lagosization of political positions. People that have affiliations, from Lagos getting everything, and also some people also narrow the conversation to Yorubanization and nepotism, Head of FIRS now, Zacchaeus from Oyo State, new CBN governor, Oyo State, finance minister, Ogun State, new CBN governor, Lagos State, that Yorubanization that, you see, a lot of people are complaining, and some people, especially from your part of the country, are complaining that, hey, everything is taken away from us. Why can't we have our own people there? What is this selection about people from only the Southwest? So what would you say as regards this?
Those are very good questions, and of course it's politics. It plays in a lot of minds of people. But like I just mentioned previously, the time will come surely when people are being rewarded for their efforts. There are many other people that you haven't mentioned. You mentioned Dio Israel, usually called the Godfather, but there are many other people who have worked hard, who are in the party and not exactly in the party, but have worked very hard for the party and have not yet been rewarded. But the time will come for that. We have to be patient. Everybody, all the positions cannot be occupied at the same time. I have sacrificed so hard, worked so hard for the party, but I am not saying that because, the reward system hasn't come to me first or those closest to me first that I should complain. No. Some have to go before others. Some will come when it's your time. Everybody has their time. Everybody has a time that their position will come. What is yours? Like Mr. President said to me, what is yours will never pass you by. So whatever it is that is meant to be for you as a young person, as people who have worked hard, whether you're young or not, whether you're male or female, if you have contributed your own quota and you have not yet been rewarded, I seek your indulgence in being patient, because the time will come when your hard work, your effort will be rewarded. But not everyone can go at the same time. Not just Betta Edu, who I also know very well, moved from the party. Also the current Minister of Agriculture, Abu Kyari, who I also know very well, moved from the party to occupy a ministerial position. But there are other people who are also in the party who have higher or lower positions that have not moved from the party to ministerial positions. You can't have everybody. It's simply not possible. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. There are how many political positions in the APC? You cannot migrate everyone from the APC to the ministerial positions. It doesn't actually work. But this message is to Dio Israel and to all those around who have worked very hard, who have sacrificed, who have given their time, their effort, and have not yet been compensated or seen the reward that they believe that they deserve. I ask, I seek, I plead with you to be patient with the government, to be patient with all those around Mr. President, to be patient not just with him, but those occupying critical offices. This is also a challenge to them.
Secretary, is it a reward system for people that work for your party or national service? Because what I can glean from what you're saying is that all these positions are just job for the boys, reward for, people that work for APC. Or is it national service? Is that what it's supposed to be?
You have to, we have to be honest with ourselves. It requires a political party to win an election. It requires people with competence in a political movement to win an election. But if you look at across board, there are people who are in the cabinet who are not necessarily politicians. My brother, for example, has been a banker all his life. Today, he's the Minister of Steel. So there are people who didn't necessarily do everything that you can say to be extremely political, but yet have been political, are part of the system, and are committed to their own line of work, their own line of business, their own line of speciality. And with these type of things, you can integrate the two, both people who have worked hard in the party and both who have worked generally for the party, but from different fields. So it is critical to know that when you have some people of competence, why look outside? You must look at the people first who help give you success. Without that, you're not going to have. Because guess what? A political party has a vision. When the APC won the election, it was on a premise of a vision. That vision is called renewed hope. You don't want to bring strangers that don't understand the value of renewed hope. You want to bring people who know the value, who have contributed their own quota to the success of the party, and who have helped bring the idea of the renewed hope to Nigerians. These are the people who will succeed. These are the people who understand the agreement that has been made between the people and the leaders. If you don't have people who understand the commitment, who understand the sacrifices that have been made, if you bring strangers to occupy these positions, then they are not going to do a good job because they are not beholden to the people. They did not go out there and make these promises to the people. They made their commitments to their leaders on the side. No. We are looking for people who have worked hard. And I have to say, the combination of people so far, if you look at all the ministers, almost every single one of them deserves to be there and has worked very hard for the party and will end up succeeding. Out of everybody, some... Well, yes, I can hear you now.
This whole rhetoric is neither here nor there. President Tinubu made it very clear that he was going to run an inclusive government and that he was going to run a government that would, take people from everywhere, okay? And in any case, all these appointments, the people are not going to serve the party. They are serving Nigeria. It's the Nigerian vision that is more important. That's just the logic of it. But let me ask you, we started with the ministers of youth. What do you think should be the priorities with regard to, youth interests in the Tinubu administration?
Honestly, in my own opinion or perspective, I think that position is critical because the position cuts across every single sector. You have the youth involved in agriculture, you have the youth involved in healthcare, humanitarian services, in finance, fintech, technology, science. So because you have the youth involved in every single facet of governance right now, I think it's critical. And there will be an integration between that office and sports, that office and finance, that office and agriculture. So by integrating these offices, by making them work together simultaneously, that would create many opportunities for the youth. You have a lot of industries right now that will be restarted, that will be recreated, that will be resuscitated. So because of this, you have young people that have the opportunity to be involved in the process of reviving our nation, because honestly, our nation needs all hands on deck. And I see a lot of these leaders that have been selected for these positions, and honestly, I'm very happy with them. I honestly believe that they have what it takes to deliver. They are inclusive people. They understand what it's like to work together with others. They understand that building this nation requires all hands on deck. Just like you mentioned, Dr. Abati, it requires everybody. And so far, you can see that there has been an attempt to include other parties. It's just some people are not so willing to join, but all we can do is stretch the olive branch. But for those who have been willing to join the APC to build a better nation, you can see the current minister of the FCT, which is a critical position in the ministerial portfolios, is from the PDP extraction. So you can see that this is an attempt to bring in an inclusive government, and not just political parties. You can see for the first time an array of women, an array of people from different age groups, from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, all as ministers. So you can see that everybody, this is a collection of people from different backgrounds, different, the different skills brought together to try and achieve what the renewed hope agenda is trying to achieve, which is a better Nigeria, which is a more successful Nigeria. And you can see with the determination of what Mr. President has done, with his trips so far to the G20, the deals and the transactions that were there, over $14 billion to Nigeria, stopped by at the UAE to resolve the issues between Nigeria and the UAE. And I believe in no distant time, you would see Nigerians getting visa to the UAE, and Emirates, Etihad, as well as our own local airlines flying to the UAE. So all of these things and the advances and advantages that will come out of the UN General Assembly currently taking place in New York, I honestly believe that we are on the path for renewed hope. We're on the path for a better Nigeria. And you can see that this is all what we've been working for. I believe in this president, and I believe in the team that he's put together so far.
On that note, we'd like to thank you very much, Prince Mustapha Audu, for joining us on The Morning Show.